Welcome to another fantastic episode of Small Business Celebration Meat and Potatoes, the show where we dive deep, a deep dive into the meat and potatoes, the things that interest and worry the business owners and make them lose sleep at night. Yes, we're here live here at Modern GG Modern Art Studio to talk about how to make connections with others. But we can't do this without our presenting sponsor, which is Kevin Oliver & Associates and the Modern GG Art Gallery. At Oliver & Associates Real Estate, we know that buying or selling a home isn't just a transaction, it's a life moment. That's why they're committed to building relationships that last. They take the time to truly understand your needs, your dreams, your stories, so they can find you not just a house, but a home. Give Oliver & Associates a call at 661-808-3444 or check them out at yourrealtor.us today. Today's Meat and Potatoes live episode location is brought to you by Modern GG Gallery, an ultra-modern art gallery located in downtown Bakersfield, California, featuring the artworks of the modern abstract artist Johnny Ramos. Whether you're looking for artwork for your office, your home, or a postcard that you can send as a thank you note, go to Modern GG Gallery, located at 900 18th Street in Bakersfield, or give them a call at 661-840-8729, or email them at art@moderngg.com today. Visionaries, we are here with Daryl Santos, the owner of the Daryl Santos Insurance Agency, and we can't do this without all of your support, so we want you to go ahead and like, subscribe, and notify here on Small Business Celebration. And we're going to be talking, like I said, how to make connections with others, and I can't think of anybody better to talk about this because Daryl Santos, he's been in the insurance business for
6 years now.
6 years now. Mm-hmm. And for the visionaries who don't know who you are you and what is it that you do?
So my name is Daryl Santos, the owner of the Daryl Santos Insurance Agency, where we help business owners and homeowners become smarter about their insurance. So again, people work very hard for what they've been able to build over time. So help them with their business owner insurance for workers' comp, business policies, as well as homeowners, autos, and life insurance needs.
You said during your formal interview that was on the main show a couple of years ago, or a couple weeks ago. That's the great thing about a live show. You can't fix the mistakes. But you mentioned that you do insurance for business owners so that they have security when they need it most and not need it least.
Correct. Yeah, because like right now, again, when people are talking about insurance, again, I've been, even just for today, people don't want to pay a lot for insurance because they feel like they're just throwing money into a basket of fire. Right. The
great abyss.
But insurance is not there for when you're having a bad day, but insurance is there for when you're having a bad life. And I think that's where most people don't necessarily see it because no one goes to bed thinking, oh man, I'm so happy I have this auto insurance policy from Daryl.
Well, I use it to fall asleep to because I open up my workman's comp and I go, what? Exactly, yeah.
But I think it's like when they have someone that could work with them and really understand the ins and outs of the insurance business, even on like some of the basic stuff is your home, your auto, it really gives the consumer a big peace of mind in regards to how to just make better decisions and knowing that they're just covered. They have that peace of mind when they're on the road.
So they realize that they can go take a vacation, and if their office literally burns to the ground, it's more of an inconvenience than a life-changing event.
For sure, because again, if they had the right insurance agent that could make sure they had business income replacement, that could even help pay to cover any of those business expenses as well as the income to keep their key employees. Because what they've learned is that for businesses that lose all of their employees, especially their key employees, it takes that much longer for the business to get back on its feet after everything has been rebuilt.
I think it took me 4 years to find my first really good employee. And boy, am I glad I have her, because she's going to be grilling you in a few minutes. But one of the things that makes your business thrive, because you've been doing this for 6 years, is you have this ability to create your own networks, your own groups of people. And for visionaries who aren't familiar with this, yes, you can go ahead and you can join the EAKC or BNI or the Rotaries or the Kiwanis and all those other groups. But building your own is a tremendous advantage because that's something you've been doing successfully.
Yes. So for us, with my agency and trying to really create your own blue ocean, try to be different and create your own networking group is essentially what I did. It was the business owner community dinners. And so when I was doing this, I knew a lot of great people just like yourself, just on individual basis.
Right.
But over time, as these one-on-one conversations, like, Daryl, I'm struggling with this, but then I hear that from this business owner over here and this business over here, it seems to be a common experience, right? And so it's like, well, if I get along with them and other people get along with me, why not bring these people together to help create another group, another community where people could really connect on those levels and be able to help solve each other's problems or connect them with someone else.
Now, I'm going to put you on the spot, and this is live, so we can't edit this out. How much business have you gotten from these events and creating your own networks?
So with these, I'm trying to see here, a handful, I'll say that.
Right.
So, because initially, when I first went into
it's made a dent in your business.
Yeah, it has,
right.
For sure. And especially because these are not just one location business owners or just people who are just beginning, right? These are people who have been established, who have years of experience in the industry. So with me just starting years back, again, I still have to, build up my credit, right?
Right,
my street cred
your street cred, right, sure.
And so by doing that over time, I end up partnering up, or not partnering up, but earning the business of a restaurant owner from there who has expanded to 2, 3 different locations. So it happens, but it happens in time. And so again, being in business, it's looking more for the long-term benefits versus the short-term benefits. Because I think the more I could focus on serving my clients and the people who I interact with, that will pay dividends later down the line, so I can just focus on helping as many people as I can.
The more people you help long-term, the more you get what you want. Mm-hmm. I forgot who said that, but it was something that's one of those that rings in the back of the ear. Well, with that, we are going to play the most popular game here on Meat and Potatoes. It's called the Fortune Cookie Game. Now, Visionaries, if you're not familiar with the way the Fortune Cookie Game works, I have a sealed fortune cookie. I have not opened this, and more importantly, neither has our guest. And our guest has to take the sealed fortune cookie, unseal it, break open the cookie, and if Daryl wants to be a real sport, he'll actually eat the cookie while he's trying to read the fortune and add "in my business" at the end. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Okay, let's see. You've opened up the package. You've cracked it open. Cracked it open.
So I was going to ask too if I was going to be able to eat it. So it looks like
absolutely, absolutely. And your fortune is, and yes, I can translate cookie crunch into English if need be.
Our fortune is you will be showered with good fortune in your business.
Nice. That's a good one. Good. So expand on that. How would you like to be showered with good fortune in your business?
I mean, every business owner would always want to say money, but I think a lot of it's going to come down to like relationship and trust. If I could have those two things, I think everything else will like fall into place. Because again, especially when people feel like they're spending a lot of money for something they don't feel value in, if they trust the other person that's assisting them through that process, they're going to feel better about where their money is being spent.
Nice, nice. Well, Visionaries, if you've ever wanted to learn how a salesman earned his chops, if you've ever wanted to learn how an insurance agent can make insurance sound interesting, even to the narcoleptic, I have the perfect person to ask these questions. Yes, Visionaries, behind the scenes is the great producer, Emily. She has gone through and she asked some of the most brilliant questions. In fact, if you watch this week's episode in Small Business Celebration, she constitutes like half the questions with good reason. And inside fastball, as it were, she's also doing the same for this Saturday's episode. So without any further ado, with the wits, the wisdom, the ingenuity, the brilliance, producer, Emily.
And Questions by Emily is sponsored by Cazador Consulting. Need elite talent to grow your team? Cazador Consulting Group in Bakersfield is your go-to partner in staffing and direct hires. They don't just fill jobs, they build lasting partnerships by listening to your needs and delivering top-tier customer service. At Cazador, mutual success isn't a goal, it's the standard. This is more than staffing, it's building your team so you can build your business. Visit CazadorConsultingGroup.com or call 877-800-4622. That's CazadorConsultingGroup.com or 877-800-4622, and let's build your future together.
Hello, Visionaires. Welcome back to Questions by Emily. I'm Emily. I've got questions, and if you've got questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. I am monitoring the YouTube Live. Michael sure does a good job of talking me up, so hopefully my questions are just as good as he says they are. But it was really nice. We got to talk to Daryl this week after his interview, which you should definitely watch on Small Business Celebration. It's already up on our main the main YouTube videos. This is the live side of the channel, but we were talking afterwards and he shared some untapped wisdom that you guys just needed to hear, and so that's why we brought him back on the live today. But going off of street cred, you sure got your street cred at a young age, huh? Mm-hmm. How old were you when you started selling candy bars?
So it was that 7th grade. I don't know, how old are we in the 7th grade? Like what, 11, under 15? So I was like 12 years old or something like that.
Uh-huh.
So, but yeah, selling candy was, had to get my first loan from my parents.
Your first loan, how much was that?
So that had to be at least like $200.
$200?
Yeah.
Oh, you started with quite the loan back then.
Oh yeah. I didn't know what it was going to do to me, but it gave me the opportunity to get that loan from my parents and then get the candy from Sam's Club at the time. You got to buy it in bulk, right? And you got to find out your price per unit. And yeah, it was definitely a good thing. So we didn't have Bakersfield heat. Again, from Ventura County, you kind of had the ocean weather.
So it was always a good day to buy candy from Daryl Dean.
And you could always have chocolate and not have to worry about it being melted.
Melt in your backpack. And were you the one that pulled it out of your jacket or your backpack?
I had it in my backpack. You just open it up. Yeah, no schoolwork, just candy.
How much candy did you sell each week? I mean, I'm sure you ran the averages, right?
Oh man. I mean, back then, I would probably say like through a week, I would say probably close to $50 to $100. I mean, that's a lot for a junior high kid.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, $50 to $100 a week.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow, and what was the purpose of the money? Like, what was it for the money? Was it for the practice that you got? What was the?
I think as a kid, just again, with my parents, growing up with not much, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of it was being told that not right now or not yet. Okay. I was being told by my parents. I'm like, hey, can we go here next time? Or it was actually next time. It's like, can we go over here? Oh, next time. Can I get this? Oh, next time. Next time heard it so much, the next time never really came. Mm-hmm. So from there, I'm like, okay, there has to be other ways for me to
get next time, to beat the time?
To actually get what I want next time.
Do you have any major purchases you remember from your junior high school years?
I think a lot of it was just more of just really trying to fit in because we didn't really have a lot, right? So mm-hmm. I think it was just getting clothes, like name brand clothes, Echo, I think it was Drunken Monkey at the time. I don't know, I forgot what it was. But yeah, that cufflinks, I thought that was super cool.
Do you still have your cufflinks?
I actually do. I have
really?
them in a box, yeah. I don't wear them as often as I probably would want to, but yeah, it's hot here in Bakersfield.
It is kind of hot. Wouldn't want to wear cufflinks. Yeah. But I guess what is this then? You know, you're starting young. What did this do for you that you now bring into your business all these years later? Because most kids don't think mm-hmm. in junior high when they're embarrassed and it's, you know, those formative years where you don't really want to talk to anybody, but you want to be the most popular person in the room.
Right.
Not many people think, you know, I should just be the candy salesman in the classroom for the next 2 to 6 years from junior high and high school. What did this teach you about mankind?
Yeah, you know, it's so interesting. Like I don't think I was probably an awkward kid, but I don't think, like I did it because I wanted to make friends, but I think through the process of just start selling candy and meeting every different person there because they want what I had, mm-hmm. Really helped out with my social skills. And then even trying to find ways to wheedle and deal is like, okay, I'll give you 5 airheads for $1 versus each one for $0.25, right? And then just through that, having like my math teacher's like, hey, you do you, you know, make your money. And he was like encouraging. So there's a lot of things I wasn't anticipating or looking for. It was just more of like, I'm tired of being told next time.
I see. So, but now that you're older, you're selling insurance.
Yeah.
Everybody wants candy. Not everybody wants insurance.
Right.
So how do you take those same lessons you learned as a kid and apply them then to a business now, when it was very easy to sell the candy because you see, you want, you smell, you taste, you buy.
Right.
Insurance, like Michael said earlier, it's not like you go to bed thinking, oh, I'm so thankful I have fire insurance.
Yeah. It's intangible. It's even harder, right? You can't even see it. You can't really necessarily feel insurance, right? And I think it's just a different way of trying to connect, right? Most people buy because it makes them feel a certain way, right? People buy the candy because of the sense of that sensation of like that sweetness of those times, of the good times, right? And I think when it comes to insurance, part of it is like it's a necessity, it's required by law. So you have that, but then getting people to understand the value of higher insurance coverage versus state minimum, that comes down to, well, how much protection do you actually want? Like, is that important to you? So it's speaking to different parts of, I guess, another person, of what's important to them. Because if it's not important to them, even emotionally, it's very price driven.
Well, you don't always want to sell from fear, I would think.
Correct. Yeah,
right?
I don't.
If you're
like
always selling from fear, I mean, the boogie monster's on your bed, under your bed all the time, right? And then it feels like this elusive monster.
And I think that's why the relationship piece is really important too, because there's, again, I'm aware there's other businesses that are out there that just don't care. There's like, hey, here's your insurance, and they know in the back of the head the consumer is buying it to just get their registration, and that's it. And there's other people that just want state minimum because they really don't care. So from my end, it's really helping to educate the consumer of like, hey, this is what's out there. You could do whatever it is that you like, but my goal is to help educate people so they could be smarter about their insurance needs, and then I help them in that way that best suits them.
Okay. I'm going to go into the chat.
Go
Are you
for
ready
it.
for this? Let's see here. We have 2 questions that have come in thus far, and thank you, Visionaires. Please drop as many questions as you possibly can in the chat. We are watching. First one says, what do you find is the most important part of creating that customer confidence and relationship?
I think I really believe it's the transparency, and just letting them know how we could actually best serve them. Again, I was talking with a client just this past last week. We're on the phone for over like 2 hours because they're looking to bundle everything together. And there's like, Daryl, like, do I really need this? Do I need that? I'm like, look, this is what the risks are out there. This is what I see that you have, and I would recommend. In the end, you're the decision maker. You're my boss. You tell me what you want, and then we'll address it from there. It's like, well, Daryl, honestly, I've gotten some quotes from some other insurance companies. I'm like, hey, that's great. If you want me to review them, I'll be happy to review them, no charge to you. And if you have a great policy, I'll tell you have a great policy, and I'll say, hey, feel free to go with them. When our rates get better, I hope you could give us a chance to win back your business. And I think that's really how we build the trust with people over time. Because most of the times, again, you don't win the opportunity to help people on the first shot.
That's a good way to put it. And you don't want to be so active that you're like, hitting them with a stick, and at the same time so passive that nothing's going to happen.
Right.
But it's striking the balance.
Yeah. So I don't know if you ever heard of commission breath. Some people could smell it over the phone. And so that was one of the things that I really did not want to come across. It was like, hey, I am hungry and I need your sale. Versus like, hey, I want to help you, but if you don't want my help, I understand, but I'm going to make sure you know what you need to know. And if the other insurance company or agent, whoever it is you're talking to, isn't asking you these questions and they're just taking down your information, say, hey, which one do you want? I hope they could see the difference in regards to service and value that they get from the agent.
I see. Yeah, well, and then how do you balance that needing to make a sale and being hungry, but also not wanting the hunger to come across to a client?
That's a great question. And the way to go about that is to try to help more people. The more people you could help, eventually they'll help you get what you want to.
The
in the
idea
end.
of keep giving, and inevitably.
Yeah, and I think
You'll
we have to be able to read the situation, right?
Yeah.
Hey, very price driven. They don't care about customer service. They just need it because they need the registration. There's other people there, like again, the person I was on the phone with for like almost 2 hours last week. I wanted everything, and I want someone that knows what they're talking about. So that's where I'll dedicate a lot more time.
So you're finding your ideal client just like they're finding their ideal insurance agency.
Correct.
We have another question from the chat. Can you advise on the best way to vet an insurance company for a specialized need, like insuring a hydrogen car?
Oh, wow.
That's very specific.
Yeah, very specific. Because again, it's not a common product, right? And most insurance companies are for lack of better terms, cookie cutter products. And for those, I think you have to be very transparent with whoever it is that you're talking to, so they know what it is that they're actually insuring. Because all insurance is we are insuring risk. And so if the insurance company doesn't know the details of what they're insuring, there potentially could be no insurance, so they're paying into a policy that is an empty promise, which no one wants. Or they could be paying, a higher premium, but they know they have the coverage that they need for their hydrogen car.
So then how do you go to somebody somebody comes to you and says,
Sure.
I've got this really specific need. How do you start that process? It's not a cookie cutter. You kind of have to build the cutter before you can cut the cookie.
Right, so I'm a very curious person. So I would ask, I'm like, where did you get this car in the first place? Did you make it yourself? Because that's how I've seen hydrogen cars. But if you have a manufacturer, great, let me get some details. And then this doesn't sound like this would be a product for my company that I primarily go through, but I have a network of individuals who are in the insurance industry, and let me see if they have anyone. Because in the end, if I can't do anything to help serve these clients specifically with insurance needs, I want to be able to help connect them to someone that can, so I don't leave them hanging dry. So, because again, that's still part of the customer experience before they even become a customer, right? So I'm trying to build the level of trust and connection with them, and having a handoff where that leaves an impression.
So you do the most that you can for whatever the specialized need is until you can't, and then you find somebody else that can.
Right.
But probably assuming that if you've helped somebody solve the problem, they may come back to you in the future.
For sure.
Or you may be able to help them in the future.
And that's one of the things too I take a lot of pride in my agency, is that just being able to be a big resource to whoever it is that comes into contact with us. Have it being like needing some food, needing some connections, be able to point them in the right direction, have it be for their business to help grow a little bit, or if it's the homeowner that doesn't have a trusted mechanic, a contractor, electrician, a doctor, things like that, it's like, hey, these are people who I've known and built relationships with. You could test them out and see if they are fit. If not, hey, at least now they have someone. Because again, for people coming from LA or out of state into Bakersfield, they don't know anything. So if you could give them resources right off the back, they were like, oh man, they made this transition super easy for me, right? Another impression. You're putting a deposit into the trust account.
At what point are the deposits too many? Sometimes I think business owners can feel like, I have given so much to this one person trying to get their business. I just give and give and give, and it's been years and they've still never gotten anything from me. Is there ever so much as too much?
I'm sure there is. I don't know if I've yet experienced it, because there's going to be a certain amount of frequency, right, in terms of when you're giving. And again, it's not like I'm following up with them every week, or they're following up with me every week. It'll be, let's say, possibly 4 times in a year. That's not too many deposits for that one person. But if we come in passing, again, it's very different if they're like, hey, I need a direction on, where can I build my business, this and that. I need who else can help out with my car insurance? You're just too expensive. I'm sure there could be a point, but I haven't yet experienced it.
Well, and part of that, I think, is you are one of the business owners I know that has done the most work on the on the personal side, not just the business side. I mean, the amount of books in your office is extensive. And I think part of the good attitude comes from retraining your mind to think positively. So what have been some things you've learned or some books you've read that have really influenced your mind that it's good to just keep giving, stay positive, even when you're hungry, even when it hurts, even when it's hard, stay positive. What's kept you going from your teenage years to now?
So one of the biggest influences in my life is Zig Ziglar. Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, I think those were the primary two, and then, Napoleon Hill. But some of the books, How to Win Friends and Influence People, The Go-Giver, have been super helpful. Don't Eat the Marshmallow Yet. John Maxwell's 15 Invaluable Laws of is that leadership? 15 Valuable Laws of Growth. That was a really good one. And John Maxwell's 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, I believe.
Okay.
So there's a lot more books out there, but there's
keep reading and reading and reading.
It's I think that's how I just kind of, it's not only just reading the books, but it's really applying it, right? There was a time when I think I read over 30 books in a year.
Oh, wow.
Or listened to at least, but then it all starts mashing together versus like, okay, let me actually try to implement this in like 3 months and try to get through like 4 solid books. So.
And how does that implementation process look? Because what I see is a lot of business owners, or a lot of people in general, will learn. We consume YouTube and podcasts, and even this podcast. We have wonderful visionaries that watch every single week. But how do you go about taking information you learn or you read and putting it into practice? Because sometimes that's the missing link between, I know this, but I'm not doing this yet. But it's so much time to do it. It's not too much time to listen to it or to watch it, but it's the time that it takes to implement it, which on the flip side, it ends up making things faster for you in the long run. But it's hard to get your brain to go from one thing to the other. What has it been with all the research and reading you've done that has actually helped you implement what you learn?
From my personal experience, it's very rare for me to apply or implement 100% from any type of book. And I think what I've learned from other people who have been voracious readers and in the personal development world, they look for that one idea and then that works for them and they implement that. And so there's an entrepreneur, his name is Jason Gaynard. He's the founder of Mastermind Talks. And a lot of the things that I took away from him were looking at he was very big on relationships. So I took those key things and just applied certain things, like if I'm thinking about someone, give them a call. Generally send them a text, hey, just thinking about you, hope everything's well. And that has helped me build actually my relationships. Like you have the moment, use that as a trigger to then take action. So just try to find out when are those convenient times to make it, this happens, then that happens. And it's worked out.
Do you schedule out time in your week to take what you're learning and implement it, or is it just I've done it and so I just implement it?
Well, that's what it feels like now, but before it's just like being intentional about, again, for me, for relationships, like who, I see something, like for example, today I saw a paint, those little paint trays. So there's a paint tray and it has a silicone backing to it and everything. It makes it easier for contractors or painters.
Oh.
I have connections with people who are contractors. So I'm like, all I have to do is hit send. Hey, I thought this was a cool tool.
I see.
I don't necessarily have to say much more than that, but the fact that I sent it to them, that could probably help them make, save money in terms of material, or helps their painter, and they have a better work day that makes the day easier for the owner, who's my contact.
So in some ways, would you say that some of the best advice you've gotten is to act on your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, positive thoughts that help you go in the right direction.
Yes, the positive thoughts that help you. Is there anything else that you would want the business owner who's struggling right now to know, or to read, to think about? What's kind of a final thought you'd leave with those watching tonight?
Yeah, I would like to say the road is not going to be easy. The journey is not going to be easy. It's going to feel like we're in constant challenges, even in the good times. And that with continuous perseverance. Everything that we experience, good times and bad, is that it's only temporary. So the good times will roll, but that's only temporary. But then things get tough, but that's still also only temporary. So anything worth pursuing is going to require time and effort, and I think it's just going to be that constant push in that journey to innovate and really invest in ourselves.
The glass is always half full.
Yes.
Thank you, Daryl. Is there ways Visioneers can get in contact with you? This is final.
Here's my final plug. Yeah.
Your final plug.
Yeah, so they can reach out to me via Instagram at Daryl, my insurance guy. They could give us a call to our office at 661-326-7200. They could also text us there. I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn as well. And if they want to stop by the office, it's 4646 Wilson Road, Suite 205, Bakersfield, California, 93309.
Nice. You've definitely memorized your information, huh?
For sure.
And Visioneers, this has been a wonderful episode. If you would like more episodes, which I'm sure you do after this one, this week's episode on the main part of the show was with John Busby from Team Busby Real Estate. We talked about so many things, talking about selling value like a pro in the tough market. We talked about tariffs, how to build a culture so that your employees don't want to leave, and so much more. So feel free to join us over there, and look out for this Saturday, our next episode that's dropping, and Mondays, the next live show. There's so much that you don't want to miss. Feel free to like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Small Business Celebration Meat and Potatoes Live.